Here are some of my greatest tips how to get snatched for summertime.
Former model and current mom. I started modeling when I was 14, and that was a long time ago. Let me just say that. But I've held on to some secrets here and there on how to stay fit and feel my best while I'm aging, right? So I'm 35 now and I feel amazing. Sometimes I feel better now than I did in my 20s. And there's just certain things that I do that I really want to share with you guys. First, most important thing, I know you've heard this 1,000 times, drinking plenty of water, but also with electrolytes. But the most important thing to remember is, let's say it's the end of the day and you're like, oh, I forgot to drink 2 liters of water. Please don't go and drink 2 liters of water. Don't just chug 2 liters of water in one sitting. That's worse than not drinking any water at all, because at that point your body just can't digest all that water and it's going to remove it. You're not getting any of that. You want to aim for slowly sipping 2 liters of water per day. And I think no one really talks about this. Everyone always says, oh, just drink 2 liters of water, but no one emphasizes the fact that you have to take small sips of water throughout the day. Like you're watering a plant. You're not just going to dump a ton of water on it. You want to like slowly shower some water on it. I don't know if that makes sense. And that way you'll avoid bloating, because I've noticed, at least with myself, if I drink a ton of water before or after a meal, I'm just bloated, especially if it's carbonated. It's the worst. And then you go on the scale and you think, oh my God, I just gained 5 pounds. You didn't. I promise you, you didn't. Just don't chug that water. I see people sometimes just chugging like those big water bottles. Don't do that. Just try to make it a habit of just sipping on that water throughout the day. I know there's a lot of water bottles that are like marked by the, the hours of the day. And those are great. If that helps you, do that. The second thing you want to prioritize is protein. But first thing in the morning, you want to get protein. Your protein and fat should definitely be in the morning time, because it's going to set your blood sugars. You're going to stabilize your blood sugars and you won't have those sugar cravings throughout the day. That's a secret I swear by. If I want to get snatched for the summertime, protein and healthy fats in the morning. So eggs, avocado, yogurt, smoothie, nuts. One day fiber. Fiber is going to be your best friend, and it could be watermelon, a lot of fruits, vegetables, beans. There's soluble, insoluble fiber, grains, all that stuff. It's wonderful. Just try to get as much fiber as possible throughout the day as well. So you don't want to sit down and have like 100 grams of fiber per meal. You're going to feel gross. You're going to feel bloated again. Again, like with the water, you don't want to just overdo it in one seating. You want to kind of spread it throughout the day. The most important thing is that you're starting with protein, fat, incorporating lots of butter, and you're careful with sugar and carbs, obviously. Anyway, this is what I do, and I find that it really helps me just to get fit for the summertime. The other thing I swear by is trying to introduce 10,000 steps a day. Now, let's say you're not walking at all, then try to go for at least 1,000 more of what you normally do. So if you do 2,000, do 3,000, and slowly you're going to build up to 10,000. And that's like the sweet spot. If you want to go more, great. But if you're averaging around 10,000 steps a day, you're going to naturally get like a little bit toned as well without even going to the gym. For me, I find that that's the best form of exercise because it boosts my mood. I feel better. I'm getting my steps in. I'm getting the cardiovascular health benefits. It's wonderful. 10,000 steps a day. Great. If you want to also go to the gym and get more toned, that's even better. But it's 80% diet and maybe more. I don't know what the exact statistic is, but it's definitely a majority diet, and everything else is just a bonus, and to get that nice definition. And you want to increase your longevity also through fitness and exercise. Like that's quite important. But diet's definitely going to be number one. The other thing I have to mention is sleep. Oh my goodness. You must have noticed, like when you don't sleep enough, you just have insane cravings. Sleep is so important. It regulates your metabolic health, your mood, everything. Like try to make sure you're sleeping well. To sleep well, you have to cut down the caffeine at least by 2 p.m. No caffeine. Also, try not to have too much sugar, alcohol before bed. It's not that it won't let you fall asleep. It's that it's going to raise your cortisol. And oftentimes you wake up in the middle of the night. That's usually caused by increased cortisol. So if you're waking up at 3 or 4 in the morning, you want to be mindful of alcohol and sugary things before bed. I swear by chamomile and lavender tea before bed, and I'm putting on magnesium oil on my feet. That also helps me fall asleep. So that kind of has like a topical effect. It's not systemic. If you want to take magnesium supplements, you could do that too. There's all different kinds. I think magnesium glycinate, if I'm saying it correctly, that's the one you want for sleep, because there's all different kinds. I don't know if I would suggest melatonin pills, even though they're natural. Some people do complain of side effects, like they get irritable and groggy and moody the next day. So anyway, you want to experiment, try different things. Maybe wear like something on your eyes just to make sure there's no light coming in. No screens 2 hours before bed. I know it's hard, but if you ever watched Andrew Huberman, I'm a big fan on YouTube. Andrew Huberman is a neuroscientist, and he says that if you at least turn your phone settings to red, and not the nighttime settings, but turn your actual phone to like a red light. If you check out his YouTube channel, you'll see it there. He explains it in detail. I was actually blown away because I didn't know you could do that with your phone. And it emits like a red light, so it won't affect your melatonin production. You can still be on your screen before bed. So that's kind of cool. I also have like a little amber light that I use when I want to read a book, but I don't want to have my lamp on because the lamp also will act like having a screen. And I know a lot of times people are like, well, I'm reading books, but I'm not falling asleep. Well, obviously you need a light to read. And what kind of light source are you using? Are you using a night light, like a lamp, or your room light? That's interfering with it. So amber lights, I found mine on Amazon. It's really cool. It just clips onto your book and you can change the settings. You can make it brighter or darker, but it's amber light and you're still going to produce melatonin. And I swear I fall asleep within like 5-10 minutes and I get the greatest sleep. There's a bunch of other hacks for sleep, but I'm just going to say sleep is crucial. Really, really crucial for regulating your metabolism, your hunger hormone. So diet, steps, water, and sleeping. And the last thing I have to say, I happen to be a fan of Blake Lively like I am. You might have heard her recommending to eliminate soy. I mean, she looks incredible. She has 4 kids and she just looks amazing. And I know she's not on any special diets and she's not killing herself at the gym. But the one thing she did recommend was to cut out soy. And you'd be surprised in how many things soy is. Like it's in granola bars, it's in cereal. They use soy oil, soybean oil. And why this makes me sad is because I love Asian food. So for me, taking out soy is really hard, but I have found a really good replacement and it's called coconut aminos. So if you happen to be at a health food store or your local grocery store, you might ask them for coconut aminos. And that, I swear, tastes like soy. So if I'm making stir fry at home, that's what I get. And then when I'm out, I just like if we're going for sushi, I just don't put soy on my sushi rolls. One more thing I want to mention is meditation. Meditation is so important for so many different things. It's got like tremendous benefits. We all know this. But the one thing I found for me that works is to regulate my emotions, my anxiety, to just be more centered. And when you're more centered, you're more in tune with your hunger and all your emotions in general. You're just more in tune and you're calm. A lot of people eat out of nervousness. When they're nervous, when they're anxious, when they're stressed out, they tend to eat a lot. So incorporating meditation into your life would be so beneficial. Let's say you don't even want to change your diet or exercise more. If you just start meditating 5 minutes every morning, you are going to help your body just kind of regulate itself and not be always, reaching for snacks because you're stressed out. Meditation has proven to help with stress. If that's one thing you could do, I would highly, highly recommend. Morning or night, it doesn't even matter. And it's going to take some practice. You can't just become a meditative guru in one night. So start off with 2 minutes. You want to avoid any distractions in a quiet room, close your eyes. There's a ton of guided meditations on YouTube. Like there's plenty, plenty, plenty. I'm sure you can find one within minutes. Turn it on, close your eyes, get centered, do it as long as you can. Try to do it every single day because it's important to be consistent. Our bodies are constantly in overdrive. We're constantly stressing ourselves out and we don't realize the decisions we make are always based on stress and anxiety, whether it's drinking or smoking or, eating fast food. If we could just regulate our state of mind and our emotions, we would make much better decisions. And I think that's the root cause of all these bad habits, is that we're just not centered and in line with our emotions and thoughts and feelings. So if you could do that, let's say 2 minutes every morning, that would be amazing. And then you slowly just want to build it up. Eventually you get to 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Let's say you don't have that much time in the morning, maybe do 5-10 minutes and then do 5-10 minutes before bed. It's going to help you fall asleep better. I'm going to try doing this because I haven't even done it myself, but I know it works really well because I used to put on meditative music for my son when he would have trouble sleeping. And when I would be in the room with him, I would literally just almost melt away and fall asleep. And I felt so relaxed. But then I kind of stopped doing that now. Well, he's older, so he doesn't need it. And then I just found that I just got busy after. So anyway, it doesn't matter. Put on meditative music, guided meditations, start that. And I promise you, it's going to help you reach your goals. If you have any questions or you have any comments, I would love to hear from you guys. Love you all.